I was scrolling through Reddit a bit too deep and found this story. I was on the way to work one morning a couple of years ago, and I got a call from my brother's boss. I'm friends with his boss, so it wasn't unusual for him to call, but this time he was telling me that my brother was dead. He didn't show up for work, and the boss stopped by his house and found him. I immediately turned the car around and began the longest 20-minute drive of my life. I got there and they had crime scene tape around the house. I left to do over to my dad's house and wake him up and tell him his other son was dead. We both went back to my brother's house, and by this time many of his friends had showed up. A little while later, they hauled his body out, covered by a blanket. Me and Dad went to my house and waited for my sister to arrive, and we all got thoroughly drunk, along with lots of friends. It turned out that he died from heroin laced with fentanyl. I didn't know he was even on that shit, and we were tight. Apparently he was pretty new to it, and it hadn't taken over his life completely yet. My mom had died about 18 months before, and in one of our last conversations, she tearfully told me to take care of my little brother. I felt like a complete failure that I had not recognized the signs of my brother's downward spiral. There were a few signs that I missed, like cutting way back on drinking when he had been an alcoholic since he was a teenager. He died at 40. I just thought he was slowing down. Also, he missed Thanksgiving dinner at my house about a week before. That never happens, but my brother was unpredictable and a free spirit, so I brushed it off. The other sign was that he called me one morning wanting to borrow 20 or 40 bucks. He borrows from my dad but has never asked me for money. I have 6 kids and they were devastated. Worst holidays ever, just went through the motions. I hadn't intended for this to be so long, just kinda came pouring out.